Sony is raising PS5 prices by $50 in the US tomorrow, citing the challenging economic environment, including Trump's tariffs. We got the Trump gamer tax before GTA 6. Wait, I thought tariffs weren't meant to increase prices. Just Dance Vance. This idea that Gavin Newsom is somehow gonna mimic Donald Trump's style, that ignores the fundamental genius of President Trump's political success, that he is authentic. What, authentically stupid? Don't be a crazy person, be authentic. Well, I think Trump is both. He's not mimicking his style, he's mocking his style. And it's working. These people literally have teams of people, and they still can't catch stupid shit. Like, he clearly doesn't understand the difference between mimic and mock. I mean, unless the mimic angle is supposed to be the burn? No, I think he just outed himself as being stupid while trying to glaze his dear leader. Cybertrucks are the ugliest vehicle on the road since PT Cruisers. Take care, Frank. Thanks, Frank, for frankly speaking facts. Fox News said Gavin Newsom isn't acting presidential. Motherfucker, what about the actual president? Oh, no, he doesn't need to act presidential because he's actually, like, the supreme leader now. Yeah, it's different. Somehow. Conservatives have some fucking nerve after forcing us all to endure 10 years of incoherent, barely literate, childish, asinine gibberish, whining and shit-talking. I hate Taylor Swift. Donald Trump, September 15th, 2024. Presidential. Fucking please. They're not allowed to use that word anymore. Don't take their criticism of Newsom directly. Every time they call out his tweets for being stupid or unpresidential or whatever, they're actually criticizing the orange one, since that is what this mockery is. Fox, for one, is completely right. These tweets are ridiculous. That's the point. And some of them might finally get it. Emphasis on some of them. I think a lot of them still believe in rules for thee but not for me. Well, more like rules for thee but not for Supreme Leader. Ooh, burn. Mamdani tells the press that Cuomo is still running because Andrew Cuomo is someone who doesn't understand that no means no. National Guard troops are literally everywhere in DC. Metro Center stopped today. We fired cancer researchers for this. Land of the free, everybody. Why does Supreme Leader feel the need to deploy the National Guard into DC when, forgive me if I'm wrong, DC currently has the lowest crime rate in a hot minute? Or is it not actually about the crime rate? I wonder. Reporter, why are troops stationed here at Union Station and at the National Mall instead of areas where crime is higher? Just Dance Vance. Crime is actually extremely high here at Union Station. You have vagrants. Oh no, homeless people? Quick, roll in the tanks. When the military is deployed because your autocratic leader is personally offended and embarrassed by the presence of homeless people, you are cooked as a country. Especially when they think the solution to homelessness is military violence and eviction rather than social reform. When the answer to any issue is to declare an emergency and deploy the military, there are many more problems. Well, yeah, there's a massive emergency going on, but it's more to do with dear leader instead of anything else, so they won't admit it. So they won't actually address it. It's the Republican playbook. Blame everything on the others. Newsom hits back at dear leader's record. VP Vance hits back at Gavin Newsom criticism in an exclusive interview with Ingram Engel. How is it a power grab, or how is it a stunt when we've already declined murders by 35% in 9 days? Well, if you want to discuss murder rates, let's start with how your dear leader oversaw the largest recorded homicide increase in US history. Every time I see a photo of Vance doing this weird frowny face, I'm reminded of a schoolyard bully trying to look tough. He sure is learning the best tricks from Trump. I don't see a bully at all. I see a tubby kid in eyeliner throwing a tantrum. He wishes that he could be a bully, but he's more prime target than bully. Oh yeah, you are correct. I should have said wannabe bully instead. All of Trump and Vance's 4D chess moves, most of the time, are either them being bigoted or throwing a tantrum because their fifis got hurt, or because someone's not doing something they want. Mr. President, your ideas from the tech industry are so innovative, and you definitely do not have a small penis. Definitely not. Oh, and hey, like I said before, they've got the gold-covered tan. That, is definitely not a bribe. Hey chat, if you guys are enjoying the Schadenfreude, you should totally support this gay guy reading stuff by liking, subscribing, and sharing, cause it helps a lot. Anyways, back to the video, and have a great day. Aw, I love this so much for him. Oh look, it's Couchfucker. One person shouted in a video shared on social media. Another added, "You're gonna fuck a couch, buddy?" As the heckling escalated, chants of "Go fuck a couch, JD Vance" and "Pussy boy" filled the busy train station. Something's telling me they aren't as popular as they'd like you to think. JD Vance should not be subject to this horrible, awful treatment. In fairness, he should really be subject to a lot worse. I mean, didn't he have to stop one of his holidays early because people just didn't want him? Yeah, more of that please. And to more people besides Vance. Behold MAGA, your heir apparent. JD Vance, couchfucker. Yeah, something's telling me he is in fact not gonna be president next, and it's probably gonna be one of Trump's kids. Or Trump himself. Who knows? Obama is supporting California's mid-cycle redistricting effort as a reasonable approach to Republicans drawing new maps in Texas. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? If they're gonna try and get rid of 5 Democrat seats, well, why shouldn't California be able to take away 5 Republican seats? If they're gonna try and fuck with democracy, don't blame other states for trying to fix your bullshit. Trump just announced that he'll be going after all Smithsonian museums that teach how bad slavery was, calling it woke. Wow, you heard it here yourself, guys. Trump thinks anti-slavery is woke. Right. Yeah, there's no gymnastics out of this one for them, is there? Watch out, Donald Trump, your dictatorship is showing. Speaking of their dictatorship showing, Trump is gonna go to war in Venezuela and overthrow the country because he doesn't want you to talk about the Epstein files. US warships are being sent to Venezuela. There's 4,000 Marines on board. Are you looking at boots on the ground there? Goebbels, press secretary. Supreme Leader Trump has been very clear and consistent. Has he? More like blurred and demented. He's prepared to use every element of American power to stop drugs from flooding into our country. Maduro is not a legitimate president. Well, neither is Trump. What's your point there? He's gonna start a war so he can try and cancel the next election, thereby keeping himself in his position as chief pedophile. Yeah, he doesn't understand that Ukraine has different constitutions to ours. Well, yeah, he just thinks the only constitution in the world is the US Constitution, and every country has it. What? You expect him to know our constitution? You expect him to care? The government privately interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell for 9 hours. Right after, they quietly moved her to a low-security prison. That was a month ago. But what about now? Still no transcript, still no charges against any clients. And we are witnessing the biggest cover-up in American history. Yeah, I think they tried pushing Maxwell into covering for President Poopy Diaper's ass, and she didn't, so they've buried that chance of covering up because it didn't work out as they wanted. It's insane how blatant the witness tampering and obstruction of justice is. Welcome to the Trump regime. Soft on crime, except if it's the others. Then it's just committing crimes to persecute them. Notice how the Wall Street Journal hasn't published any more birthday card type stories? Yeah, that's because their source got bought out. And the whole time, the Republican Party, the party of law and order, just sits there and lets Donald do to justice what he, Jeffrey, and Ghislaine did to those girls. Well, after this, at least Republicans and the right have got no right to claim that they're the party of law and order, and all the things that they were trying to big themselves up to be, turns out to just be absolute bullshit. It's almost like the whole party is full of bullshit artists. Breaking news! In another stunning embarrassment for Gavin Newsom, the chairman of Bed Bath & Beyond announces that they will not open any retail stores in California. After their bankruptcy and closure of every store, like most Americans, we thought Bed Bath & Beyond no longer existed. We wish them well in their efforts to become relevant again as they try to open a second store. Wait a damn minute. I think they said they're not going to open any stores in California because they're not going to open any stores at all. They just wanted to seem relevant, I guess? Well, Newsom's a bit optimistic here. I wish you luck in trying to open and correctly run your first store, not your second. Yeah guys, Gavin Newsom's content is in fact ridiculous. But it's making you uncomfortable because he's holding up a mirror to what you tolerate on behalf of partisanship. It jolts people out of their passive acceptance of how insane Trump sounds. Even then, I think a lot of people are vampires because they can't look at themselves in the mirror. Guarantee you, too fucking many MAGA are criticizing Newsom but are still painfully oblivious to what Trump is spewing out on a daily. It's so pathetic that it took nearly a decade for a single Dem politician to let their social media team try this approach. Fascists crave confrontation and hate mockery. The power of civility and norms is strong in the Democrats. Biden basically set the tone. Well, I think when you're facing an extraordinary opponent, like fucking fascists, I think you have to do more than conform to civility and norms. But it's good to see some of the Dems finally figuring that out. Look at how fast Tim Walz stopped calling Republicans weird after it was clearly getting under their skin. The James Carville crowd told Harrison Walz to cut it out. Fuck those guys. Like I said, when you're facing an extraordinary enemy, you shouldn't think that a strongly worded letter is gonna be enough. Aw, Newsom is really getting on Greg Abbott's nerves. Aw, did he get triggered? Yeah, it's definitely not the first time a MAGA snowflake gets really triggered. Texas is America's #1 job creator. In Texas, we provide freedom and opportunity that can't be found anywhere else. You sure about that one? California is the 4th largest economy in the world. We keep America's economy running, giving $83 billion to the federal government, while you take $71 billion. We literally subsidize your work. But nice graphic. I still love the fact that Republicans and MAGA always say that red states are the most productive and all the Democrats are just freeloaders, when a lot of the time the states that are taking money from the government instead of giving back are in fact red states. So much for freeloading, huh? Turns out, alienating your customers for the sake of making politicians happy is bad for business? Not even making politicians happy, making fucking fascists happy. Target's CEO is stepping down after 11 years at the retailer, as sales continue to plunge. Oh no. What a shame. It's almost as if go woke, go broke was nothing more than just a rhyming saying and had like no actual truth behind it. And like, people are gonna boycott you for being total pieces of shit? Who'd have thought? Target stock is down 30% since the start of the year. Costco, which stuck to their DEI policy, is up 6%. Costco for the win, every time. Yeah, we love companies that are actually like, not entirely pieces of shit. Yeah, it's good to see, especially in the society we live in today. I was talking to a woman folding shirts at my Costco this weekend. She's been with them for 30 years and said that they're a really good employer. That makes me happy to give them my money. Target can go fuck themselves. Yeah, we've been members for like 7 or 8 years now, and it's so nice to see so many of the same faces all this time. Everyone is just so laid back and friendly. Whoa, when you foster like an inclusive environment that caters for everyone and makes everyone feel comfortable, the experience is actually better? But Trump said that DEI equals bad. Yeah, no. Go to bed, Timmy, and maybe realize inclusivity might be a good thing.